Well, guess what? I got suspended on Twitter. And as far as I can figure out, I got suspended because I asked someone how to say the name of an African-American actress. And I kind of knew when I wrote it out that it might be offensive the way I spelled it out, but I actually spelled it out the way I would pronounce it. I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it M? Ooh? Is it ooh? E-W? Like ooh? And I think that's why. I'm honestly asking how to, and I think someone took offense to that. Sorry, Laura, you're off Twitter. I actually said I am not a whore. And they said that offended their standards. I pointed out the fact that some actress, somebody had put nudes of her online, which I thought was offensive. But apparently in California, in order to be an actress, you have to have nudes. And if you don't have nudes, you're not an actress. Because that's what one of my friends said, who's crew. She's like, well, why are you looking that up? I was actually looking for an article about this actress that said that she behaved slutty in the movie. And instead of getting that, I got porn. And I was like, oh, well, that's not what I was looking for. But then I realized, wait, there's porn with her in it? Why is there porn with her in it? I'm like, what? And I'm supposedly the one with bad behavior, and I kind of want to like this clarification as to what exactly bad behavior is. Because as far as I'm concerned, the attorneys with SAG-AFTRA are expecting me to behave like I'm going to be a professional lawyer, which means there's no porn, there's no nudity, there's no me cursing anybody, and I'm supposed to be in a suit. Well, I kind of quit the legal profession, and I played a whore on Deadwood. I never actually did anything nasty on Deadwood. I just kind of acted like I was flirting with men. That's basically it. Never did nudity, never did any sexual activity whatsoever. Some of the girls did things like fellatio stuff. For real. One girl, I think, got a SAG card for doing something like that, or pretending to do something like that. One girl, they were, like, naked from the waist up, and they did something with, like, touching or kissing or doing something with their breasts. I didn't do any of that. But these are women who were SAG-AFTRA. So I'm like, bad behavior. Define that. And that's all it says. And I'm thinking that SAG-AFTRA expects me to be the good little Christian person for my mother because I keep getting these letters from my mom basically telling me that, telling me that I need to behave on the internet. And I'm on the internet as a secular Buddhist. Well, guess what? I'm still a secular Buddhist. I'm still an atheist. And I feel like I've been told to be in the corner and shut up like I was when I was a kid. Oh, I'm sorry, Laura, but guess what? You're a little girl still, and we need to tell you how to behave. You're a little girl still, and you need to grow up. I did grow up a long time ago. I've had sex already. I've lost my virginity. I actually had a job where I was at the National Press Building in Washington, D.C. I worked at the Court TV for a year. And I was on set for 5 years as a background artist and an extra, and I came to California because I wanted to be an actor. And guess what? There's no reason for me to be in America anymore if I can't be an actor. I'm not going back to Maryland. It's a Wonderful Life, the movie. My idea of hell. My idea of a nightmare. And the thing is, I was actually a beautiful woman, and now I look at myself and I feel like an old hag. I feel like crap. I'm sick. I'm underweight. And I want a man better than me. I don't want a man unintelligent. I don't want a man who didn't go to grade school. I don't want a man who is not talented and capable. I don't want a man who's going to take my ideas, steal them for himself, because I as a woman can't have my own ideas. He must have come up with them all. I don't want a man who's going to use me either to clean up after him, take care of his children, be his babysitter, run errands for him. Because guess what, asshole? I want to be an actor. I don't want to be your property. I don't want to share my life with you. I don't want to be your friend. Because the only time I've ever been happy in my life was when I was acting. And I don't want to be a host of a television show because it's not about getting your attention. It's not about you worshiping me. I enjoy acting. That is what I enjoy. I don't do acting to entertain you. Everyone who says that actors are supposed to entertain, we are, huh? So we're your tool. The only reason I'm here as an actor is to entertain you 24/7. And if I'm not entertaining to you 24/7, I can't be an actor. Yet for me as an actor, I need someone to give me a script and play a character because playing the character is what I'm here to do. I'm not here to entertain you in my personal life. I'm not here to be an object for your obsession. I'm just here because I loved playing characters. I am bored out of my mind. The idea of being trapped in a box. The idea of going to the same place. And especially since I can't talk to the people who actually felt were supporting me and cared about me on Twitter, because Twitter wants me to understand the fact that I am not a verified account and I never will be. Because even though I'm Phi Beta Kappa and Mensa, people in Mensa have actually said to me, well, you need a job where you don't have people in your life at all. I don't like the real world and I don't like real people. But I also don't like computers, and I don't like being stuck in a box. I liked going out and watching art exhibits, but guess what? I don't care about art anymore because you've taken away my art. The only time in my life I felt like I had a family and a community was a time period I was working on sets. And I don't feel like I have anything that I want to do with my life now. I don't feel like I have a home anymore because you took my home away from me. Working in the industry, playing an actor, being an actor. I'm sorry, I'm not a fake person, assholes. I'm not fake. I'm not gonna be fake. I was a person who was a real person who was good at acting. I can change who I am and you wouldn't know it was me. And that makes me a schizophrenic, right? Because I can do this. Because I could be somebody else. I can pretend like I'm a stupid, dumb GOP Republican. Yeah, you know, I voted for that guy. I think he's the best. I think he really is our president. I think that other guy, what do they call him, Sleepy Joe? No, he's not good enough. I voted for Joe Biden. I did. But then Arnie Starr would say, well, she's a schizophrenic because she can do that. No, darling, I'm just a better actor than you. I always will be. Because you have yet to produce a reel. I had one. And you have yet to prove to me that you have any talent whatsoever other than drawing. And the reality is you knew I was doing other things like Photoshop. You knew I was trying to work in production to support my acting career. I had a lot of talent. And I'm not settling for someone who drags me back down to Maryland so I could feel like a failure for the rest of my life because I'm just supposed to be a pathetic, average person in America. I'm Mensa and Phi Beta Kappa. I'm not average. I never was average. I never was someone who wanted the pathetic actor who never went to college, who can't bring in an audition room and only does guest spots. I don't want to be with a guy who likes to smoke so much pot it gets he's paranoid and a jerk. I don't want to be with a guy who basically thinks that that I'm not capable and acts like I'm a background artist and that's all I am. John Ponzio. Yeah, you kind of acted like that. It was kind of pathetic. You're just an extra too, right? I mean, that's all we need to settle for. We can't reach for more. I didn't need someone like that, John. I didn't need someone who wanted to cut me off. I didn't need someone who made me feel like my life was just supposed to be a walking prop walking behind somebody's butt. So in 2003, when I told you I never wanted to go out with you in the future, I meant it. So acting like you wanted to meet me for coffee in 2009, 2010, I kind of figured you were probably going to, what do they call it? Catfish me and not show up. And I didn't want my time wasted. I really didn't. I'm never going to be with someone I actually want to be with. And I would rather be alone then. I'm never going to be the crazy girl with cats. I'm not going to live long. I'm not going to care. I'm not going to go build a life where I have the American dream because in my opinion, the American dream is hell. Twitter wants to shut me down. Shonda Rhimes wants to shut me down. They want to take away my ability to be able to talk to my friends, to be able to put myself out there as an actor, to make me understand that I'm supposed to be artistic hope, a writer, that I'm supposed to be supporting the actors but not actually be one of them. Well, unless I make money as an actor, I'm not going to make any money. You've killed my business. You have. Because the reality is, in order for me to make money, I need to have people like me. In order for me to make money, I need to have people want to read me, want to hear me, want to listen to me, want to hear my voice. And I'm not going to be interested in being hidden behind the box because you men all think that I'm supposed to be behind one of you. Or my father needs me to understand that I need to be controlled so I can't express myself and have a voice. I need to understand the fact that my freedom of expression is not allowed to exist because the actors and celebrities don't want to hear me. And I don't want to be with men in Arizona. I hate small towns. I hate the idea of being in the middle of butt fucking nowhere with nothing to do and being bored out of my mind. I hate Arizona. I hate the middle of this country. It is boring as hell. I want to be somewhere where it's cultured, where there's art. I want to watch people who are interesting and write about what I see because I am a writer and a journalist and I'm a poet. And I want the little girl inside of me to be okay, to be safe and alive. Not for you to tell me I need to grow up and give up being a child. Give up being a happy person. Give up being a creative person because I'm supposed to be just bitter, angry, and an adult. I mean, that's what I learned when I was a kid from my parents. Being an adult and growing up meant being angry, being hateful, being mean, being bitter, being depressed. Not being happy, not being joyful, not having fun, not having a job you love, not having actual people you love, because I don't love anybody anymore. I don't love my parents anymore. I was actually mature enough to be able to say, I love this person. And to not actually want them. To not actually want to hold on to them. I never really wanted to be in a relationship with anybody unless they wanted a relationship with me. But I still cared about people. I prefer the company of men to the company of women. My problem is some of the men here in California are not mature enough, apparently, to really be a genuine friend to me as a woman. They need to make me look like I'm annoying or pretend they really don't know me or to lie to me. And I needed to be with men who could protect me from my own father. If you're not capable of protecting me from my father, of respecting me as a talented, intelligent woman, of not stealing my ideas for your own, of being able to help me take those ideas and make them come alive instead of keeping me stressed and keeping me down, I really don't want you. And if you're not a man I'm also chemically attracted to, we are not going to work as anything more than friends. And I wanted a child. That is the only reason for me to have a man in my vagina. You need to be good enough for me to have a child with. And don't you dare think that you're good enough. Because God gave you what's between your legs. And you think you have the right to grab mine and make me have a child with you. You don't. If I don't think you're good enough, you are not good enough. And you need to accept that. Because my no means no. I don't go back. I don't want a child with Frank Coe. I don't want a child with my ex-boyfriends on the East Coast. I don't want to go back to the East Coast. There's no one from Maryland who is my soulmate. There's no one from Maryland who is my best friend, who is male. I don't have someone back there who I want so much that I need to go back there. And there is no one back there who really loves me. Because if they did, they would recognize the fact that I was acting all the time. I was pretending. I was being nice and sweet and quiet and polite. While part of me was screaming inside, I need to escape this place and get this yoke from around my neck and leave. I wasn't home in Maryland. I finally found a home out here, and people from Maryland apparently wanted me to understand the fact that I should want to go back there because I'm supposed to be miserable here. Every day I worked on the set was an adventure to me. The idea of having to go to the same place all the time and see the same people and do the same thing is taxing, toxic, and boring to me. Because the only time I felt alive was when I was on set. I had fun when I was on set. I was happy when I was on set. I was there, though, to do my job, too. I didn't goof off. I didn't goof around, really. I didn't take people's time. I hated, actually, people on set who did really stupid things because they wanted to be featured and be on set and be on camera. I mean, sometimes it worked out for them. And sometimes it was like, Okay, you look really stupid. And also, you just wasted the crew's time. And also, you really just made a fool of yourself. And, okay. And occasionally, these people were union. And I'm like, you're union? And like, at one time, I was on Eli Stone, and this girl, for some reason, she was actually talking. Like, we weren't supposed to talk. We were supposed to be pantomiming and pretending to talk. And she was actually talking, and I wasn't talking. And I looked at her like, what are you doing? We're extras. We're not supposed to actually have sentences. We're supposed to pantomime. Why are you opening your mouth and saying words? Yeah, like that. See? And for you guys to know, that was me saying watermelon over and over again. It is the best word to pantomime. Yeah, it was all watermelon. Anyway, one of the best tricks I ever found and learned as a background artist was saying that word. It's best, yeah. So I just taught you how to be but you don't exaggerate as much as I just did. That was just me kind of being a little obnoxious. It can be as subtle as because you don't need to be big. Your objective when you're working as a background artist is to blend into the story and not detract from it. React to what's going on in the scene and not detract from the main event, because the reality is the celebrities and the actors who have the lines are telling the story, and you're just part of the picture frame. And you need to accept the fact. And if you act professionally on the set and you get to work all the time like I did, if you know your place, I guess, on the set. But the reality is you're not just an extra. And when people treat you like that, that's wrong. Because actually, that's not true. I was going to say most of the people on the set who are extras are trained actors, but that's not true. There are some people on the set who, even in the union, who are union members, who aren't trained, who are SAG union background. I met a guy who was a real estate agent, and I don't think he cared. He didn't have any credits on IMDb. He was union. He was working as a background artist. He had 0 credits, and he was just doing it to use the resources of the industry, to meet people, to network, and he wasn't really trying to be a trained actor. And I kept thinking, why are you doing that? Well, this is kind of ridiculous, because we have this mentality with film and television. You don't need to be trained, but the really good actors are trained, or at least they have an instinct about it, or they try to take steps to learn how to be an actor and learn how to memorize lines and learn how all the steps and stuff. Like, I can cold read like a professional. I trained to do that. And I've had people call me crazy because that's not possible. I'm like, well, in order to be a professional actor, you have to be able to be given 3 or 4 pages of dialogue and then deliver them within 15 minutes. And they say, you're crazy. I'm thinking, no, I've done that. I've auditioned. I've got cast because I auditioned as a cold reader. I don't do monologues. Like some Hindu Indian looking girl at an Obama event I went to actually made some snide comments about me doing monologues. As an actor, I'm thinking I really don't like doing monologues. I haven't done monologues. I mean, I have monologues I record online, but I really would rather just somebody give me 3 pages of dialogue and do a cold read. And I'll get auditioned, potentially, if I fit the role. But then you guys all think I can't do that because I'm crazy. I'm not capable of having a memory or capacity to be an actor, because you all think that my parents that everyone has been telling the truth, that I'm a nutcase, that I've lied, that I pretend to be somebody I'm not, because after all, I'm an actor. I don't understand why people can't accept the fact that I'm not pretending pretending. I'm only pretending when you give me a character to play, and then I really think of myself as an actor. Because I like to be that little girl inside of me that likes to pretend. I don't want to be the bitter adult my parents want me to grow up to be. The angry adult my parents want me to grow up to be. I want to be happy again. And I want you out of my life if you don't want me to be an actor, and I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to love you. I won't, because I can't love me. The best years of my life were the years I was in the industry. Those were the years where I felt like I was being the best person I could be. And I had balance. When I wasn't on set, I had things I was doing. I had scripts I was writing. I had stories I was telling. I was training to be an editor. But then you guys all decided I was just sitting on my butt on a set doing nothing, expecting to be discovered. I have a reel. That reel is from me auditioning. I got cast and stuff by doing auditions. So whoever you are who trolled me, I guess you've won, since I'm not going to make it as an actor. But I'm not planning on fighting to survive now. I'm not going to get up and get a job. I'm not going to go out and form relationships with stupid, dumb men. I'm not going to hang out with people who are not educated and smart. And I'm also not going to hang out with people with no talent. I don't want to talk to someone who works in the medical field. I don't like talking to my own mother who's a nurse. I don't want to talk to an agent like my father. I can't stand his violence. I can't stand his gun talk. And I can't stand talking to someone who wants to talk about computers, because most of the time they just want to play with a computer, and I don't like playing video games. I really don't. I had stories I wanted to tell, and my talent has been killed. My purpose for being here has been destroyed. And I'm not interested in pretending to be someone so I can take your money. I'm not going to be a religious person and start a church or something crazy like that so I can take advantage of people. And I'm not going to be a practicing attorney when I don't have the First Amendment right to talk to people on Twitter. And I don't have the First Amendment right to be an actor. And I don't have and everyone wants to twist the truth because I'm an atheist, because Shonda Rhimes is supposed to be above the law. Patrick Dempsey and Eric Dana are above the law. Jason Winston George can throw out the name Shonda Rhimes and everyone thinks that he didn't do anything. That he didn't look at me on a set and say, too bad she's not pretty enough to be on camera. Well, I don't want to exist anymore. I mean, we live in a heartless world. We really do. And I needed love. And for me, self-love was acting. Someone told me on a set, actually, that I need to love myself more. I don't think they realized I was loving myself every day I worked on a set. That was the best love I could have possibly give to myself. I loved the idea of just pretending to be somebody else because I didn't want to end up a character in It's a Wonderful Life, for real. I really hate the real world. And this entire time, I haven't been able to read a book and enjoy it. Because I feel like, well, I'm supposed to be in the real world, right? I can't read a book. I can't read a novel. I don't want to read the news. I don't want to read about one more shooting. I don't watch the news. I've been spending all my time watching movies on Netflix or CBS. While the people are pretending to be my friend. Are not really my friends. They think I want to go make a living as a photographer when, why the hell would I want to take pictures about life if I'm not actually allowed to live it? I don't get anything from pointing a camera and shooting it. I get no emotional satisfaction from that. Because I need to express myself like this. And I don't like talking one-to-one to people. I don't like connecting to people that way. I connect to life when I'm playing a character. The only time in my life I'm really happy is when I'm pretending to be somebody else. And the only time I actually feel like I'm being the real me is when I'm hiding behind somebody else. And you may think that's crazy, but I'm not like you. I'm not going to be the same sane, normal person you think I am. I'm not going to be regular. I'm not going to be average. I'm not going to be like everyone else. I'm not going to be the normal person who wants the 9-to-5 job. And the normal guy. I mean, some girl who works at McDonald's in Tennessee contacted me and said, my dad's right. You're crazy. And I responded to her, excuse me, you work at a McDonald's in Tennessee and you think you have the right to express who I am as a person when I have a law degree and master's in performing arts management and I went to college? You think you have the right to judge or even have the capacity to be able to connect with me because I'm more educated than you are. And I know that's really harsh to say, but I think that this woman who works at a McDonald's isn't qualified to tell me that I'm crazy. You're not. You can't. In the court of law, your opinion would be thrown out unless it's relevant to my truth, to me being honest or dishonest. But my sanity? You're not qualified to judge that. Wench, you really aren't. You have no qualifications whatsoever to determine if someone like me, who grew up with a better education, who grew up being smarter than you, and I think, and what's ironically is that the only reason I got a good education is because my third grade teacher told me I was smart. I'm wondering how many women in this country, especially, who are as intelligent as me, are denied the opportunity of being able to achieve their goals because their parents don't treat them as though they're capable. And so they never discover the fact that they're actually smart. They never discover the fact that they can do other things. I wasn't stupid. I wasn't special needs. I was gifted in an intelligent, capable way in history and social studies and literature, not in science and math. So there is no me going out and getting technical skills so I can learn how to program a computer because I would fail at that. It's too late in my life to change careers like that, especially when I want to have a child and I want to have a family and I want to have a life with friends. And you all want me to cut me off from the human race because as far as you're concerned, since I'm only interested in actors and they're creative, artistic, acting people who liked me, and you don't want them liking me because you're jealous. A guy from Mensa actually told me that they weren't going to ask me as an actor, but that I need to be with people, a job with no people. Well, you're telling me I should commit suicide because I need people. I need people. But then we live in a country that silences people who say that. You silence people so that we have people who are silently committing suicide. And the general populace doesn't even realize it. You don't. No one's probably going to report when I die. I'm going to end up in an unmarked grave, and no one's even going to know I was here. I certainly don't want my parents coming and putting me somewhere with a tombstone. I don't want them worshiping my body. They didn't worship me when I was alive. They made me feel like I wasn't special. They made me feel like I was special needs or something. They convinced everyone I'm uneducated and incapable. They convinced everyone that I'm a loser. They convinced everyone I need to live in reality. I can't be an actor because I need to understand the fact that I'm boring, dull, pathetic, ugly, and unlikable. Well, guess what? Then I'm going to commit suicide. Because I don't want to be what you want me to be. I don't want to be all those horrible things, Mom and Dad. I don't want to be the loser you want me to be. I want to be successful as an actor. Because I want to be doing what I love. I want to be able to have a voice that's heard. You want to shove me in the corner? Then I want to kick you in the balls.